Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I think we're live. Matco Tools, cheers. Everybody hear me okay? Everybody see me okay? Happy Sunday, everyone. Just making sure my Wi-Fi is working and things are looking okay. Give me a thumbs up if you can see me. Good morning. Cool. Yes, Jeff had one job and he failed. He left. So good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday. As you can tell, this is going to be a What's New This Week at the Hookup Tackle live edition. Our good friend Jeffrey the King has left us alone. He went up, he's filming something with Sims for the new CX line in Minnesota, chasing around muskies and stuff. So hopefully he's having fun. And we're going to have some fun too. So thank you for your patience. I know I normally come at 8 o'clock. I had to chill, right? I wasn't going to do that warm stuff again. It's not horrible, but hopefully you guys are having a good weekend. Cheers, my friends. How are things going for you guys? We'll give it a minute. Make sure everybody gets notifications since I'm a little late, and we will dive in. Show some cool new stuff. And yeah, we can chat about anything you guys want to chat about. So, holler at me. I'll do my best to keep up with questions. If you ask something and I don't get to it, ask it again, okay? And then at the end, if I still didn't get to it, just because there's a lot of comments going through the feed, shoot me a comment or a DM on Instagram, and I will definitely get to it, okay? All right, so cheers, everyone. Hope everything is going well for you guys. Let's dive in. I got to find a safe beer place for these lives. Okay, so we got some exciting stuff. We got new products from Nishine. We've got new products, new line brand from Japan from Sanyo. We've got some new GanCraft. We've got some restock. And some new products from Jackall Japan, some important restocks, and some new things from Megabass, Lucky Craft, Duo. So some fun stuff today to talk about. Okay, so let's dive in. Let's start with this guy. Where did my bait? Stand by. Okay. So I posted this last night on our Instagram, and I wanted to just take a quick minute and dive through this and make sure you guys know about this. So this is a brand new bait from Nishine. Now this is called the Abino 110F. Okay, so spec it out really quick. It's 110 millimeters. It's about 5/8 of an ounce. Okay. So, pretty normal size, going to be comparable to, like a Super Spook size stuff, okay? This is, in my opinion, I made this post last night. This was the coolest thing that ICAST 2021 had at the show, okay? ICAST is one of those things. I'm sure you guys saw my ICAST video. I'm not going to beat a dead horse, but there's so much politics and, bullshit involved in how to win a best of show, right? Like if you really knew what was involved in it, you wouldn't put any credence to it. And I don't think any of our community does, right? Those awards are really designed for, people that don't have any clue about the industry, seeing something in a big box store and picking it up, okay? A company like Nishine has no chance of winning because they're too niche, right? And there's not enough political bullshit behind the brand to draw it and to push it, right? So what that means is, at ICAST, you get to vote. If you are a buyer at the show, you get a vote for what you think is best of show, right? Well, what will happen, and what I mean by politics is if you get a brand like me, right? I'm two people, me and Jeff, right? So we get 2 votes. So we could go around and look at all the cool new products and, see the Jackall bounty fish, see the Nishine Abino, right? We could see these cool things and we could put our vote and that's, you know, 2 votes, right? You get a big box brand, right? They might have 20 or 30 or 40 buyers there. And before any of them vote, the head of sales will sit them down as a group and say, hey, if we vote for this bait, they've agreed to give us a big end cap. We can sell, you know, exponential more units. And so then all of a sudden some bait that doesn't deserve it gets 40 votes, right? And that's how it works. And that's the politics involved, right? So that's why you see some of the same brands over and over and over, even though you're like, how could that possibly win? That's how it happens, okay? So let's dig into this, dude, because I think this is super dope. We've been fortunate enough to have a couple of these for a couple of weeks, and they really are an amazing topwater bait, okay? So here it is, Abino 110, okay? So it is a prop bait here. Let's open this one up so you can see. This is exactly how they come. Now, if you guys aren't familiar with Nishine, this is a brand that you should pay attention to, especially if you follow us, okay? Now, this is, a lot of people are confused by Nishine because I consider it a JDM brand, right? It's a Japanese-owned company, but they are based in Canada. And there's a reason for that, and I'll talk about that, okay? So here you go. This is how it comes out of the package. So you notice it's got a prop on the front, it's got a prop on the back, 2 hooks, it's got a blade. Now inside the package, you also get a smaller blade and a weight. Okay, and I'll walk through this really quick. Okay, so Hiroshi Nishine, the owner of this brand, he's been a lure maker his whole life, right? And he's pretty much a master carver, master lure maker. When he decided to start his own brand, he wanted to R&D the stuff much more aggressively than what he could do in Japan. So he literally moved his whole company to the Great Lakes so he could be next to smallmouth and really put in great R&D, right? So pretty incredible that he would do that, but he literally spends years going back and forth, tweaking, trying to make it exactly right. So, you know, when a bait comes to market, it has a lot of R&D behind it and a lot of insight behind it. So as it comes out of the package, you could work this as a prop bait, you can rip it. You know, we've just been kind of throwing it and swimming it like a buzz bait, right? So as you do that, this blade is going to clack side to side. It's going to have kind of a wider movement to it while these props are churning front and back. Now, what's super dope about this bait is it's fully customizable. So let's say you wanted to tighten up the motion and not have this big knock. Well, you could replace it with the little blade, and then it tightens up the movement and it quiets down the knock a little bit, right? Let's say you wanted to make it a wake bait and you didn't want the knock at all. You put that little tuning weight in the middle and it weights it just enough to where now it's a wake bait, right? Let's say you wanted to fish it as a spy bait. You could put 2 tuning weights in the middle and it will be a slow sinking, and you could fish it as a shallow spy bait, right? The front and rear screws of this thing twist off, okay? Now, they not only twist off, but they're reinforced on the outside and the inside by a nut. So you can untwist these as many times as you want without sacrificing the integrity of the bait, right? So when you untwist these, you can flip the prop. So let's say you wanted a prop bait, but you didn't want it to be super loud, right? So you can just very simply flip it. You could take it off completely. If you want to take it off completely and have it quiet, you could have 1 prop. You could have 2 props. You could just have it in the rear. You know, the way Jeff likes it. You could just have it in the front. You know, however you want to do it, right? And it's very simple. You can just twist it on, twist it off, and you can fully customize the bait. So it's just a super cool, lots of insight. I think you guys will really dig it. It's available in 5 colors, and they do also offer replacement screws if you're nervous about, you know, dropping it over. Okay, so I think you guys are going to have a lot of fun. So let me just fly through these colors really quick with you. There's a juvenile largemouth that I was showing you there. There's a yellow perch. There's a ghost shad. It's a bluegill. and there's a pearl flash. Okay, so 5 colors, great colors. Enjoy, guys. I think you'll really appreciate the bait. Plus, you know, it's a great opportunity for us to support a smaller, nichier brand that is just going to get ignored by some of the big box. So super dope. Also, while we're on the topic of Nishine, we do see a restock this week of the Namazu as well. So this has been our #1 selling Nishine bait. Namazu is, for those of you that don't know, the tiny catfish. All right, so it is a soft plastic catfish bait. You know, bass love eating little catfish, so you can free rig this. That's the main way that we've been throwing it. You can certainly drop shot it, Texas rig, however you want. But it's just a dense, highly salted, just kind of small baby catfish imitation. It's only available in 2 colors. That's all you need: green pumpkin, black and blue, right? So those are back. If you've been waiting on those are back. Okay, moving on. After a drink. Cheers. There you go. That's my best of show for iCast. I'm seeing a lot of questions on bounty fish. Hopefully soon. All right, so if you guys were part of our bento box subscription, you guys got a pack. First ones in the US to get them. So hopefully we should see them hit shelves here pretty soon. Jackall keeps teasing that they're coming. So yeah, hopefully soon. Okay. I'm just going to go down my list of what I have in front of me. Okay. So let's talk about warbaits for a minute. Now, if you guys have been hanging around our store for a while, then you will know, like, we're huge fans of warbaits. Okay. When COVID hit, supply chain got like crazy messed up and they basically disappeared. Right. And everything, stock evaporated, and we haven't had a good supply of them really since the beginning of the COVID nightmare. Right. So we are back fully stocked on these guys. So if you guys have been waiting, they are available. If you guys don't know about warbaits, I'll just touch base on them very quickly. They make a bunch of things. They make swim jigs. They make swim bait heads, both with a weed guard and without a weed guard. They make spinner baits. Right. They make underspins. Okay, so all kinds of cool things. But one of the things that I love about warbaits is they have great quality components because the baits really are designed for like calico bass and saltwater. They are very sturdy. Okay, so they're built for, you know, big fish, heavy line, but they've got all the right pieces and the hooks hook them really well. What is most important about warbaits is the design of the head. You'll notice is pretty flat. All right. So what you're going to get out of like a warbaits underspin that you don't get out of other underspins is when you put the swim bait on there, that flat head pushing against it gives it just a very, very slight movement. Kind of the same idea as when you push against a chatterbait blade and it has to do something, right? Same idea. It's incredibly subtle, but it gives your swim bait just a touch more life, if that makes sense. Okay. So, you know, they're expensive because they use premium components on everything, but they're well worth it. Okay. So this is my favorite underspin. This is really the only underspin I throw. So I'm excited to get those back. But like I said, they make tons of good stuff. Great swim jigs, all kinds of sizes, swim bait heads, spinner baits. So if you guys have been waiting on warbaits, those are back. Hallelujah. Glad to see them back. New drop from Duo Japan. We see a brand new buzzbait from Duo. Now, there's been a lot of buzzbaits coming out. Everybody's kind of, you know, changing their approach to buzzbaits, really. It feels like every week I've been talking about some kind of buzzbait. So these are available in a 3/8 and a 1/2 ounce. Okay. Let me take one out so you guys can see it. So a similar concept to a lot of other buzzbaits on the market. Basically, the idea is you'll notice how small that head seems on the Duo, right? It's a pretty tiny, thin head, almost a trout size head. And that's because all of the weight is back on the shank of the hook. So similar to like a Jamaica boa concept, they've put the weight on the back shank so that as you cast, it carries it far and you're going to get less kind of wandering through the air, right? Pretty simple blade, right? Not a lot fancy happening, just a great look, a good hook, a hand-tied skirt, right? So a good quality buzzbait that's weighted in the back, a very small profile. So it is going to give it just a different look on there. It's not going to be a big bulky profile. So available in a bunch of colors, like I said, 3/8 and 1/2 ounce from Duo. Those are available now. I see a lot of you guys commenting on several things. Bull flats, great. Thank you guys for the business on that. That's great. I think you guys are going to love them. See a lot of you guys commenting on Warbaits underspins. I love them as well. So super dope that you guys are getting into that. Bento boxes, there might be a few subscriptions opening up, so stay tuned to my Instagram page, Tackle Otaku. I will be opening up some spots, probably not a lot, but pay attention. We might have a handful there, okay? All right. Before we get to Megabass, let's talk about one of my favorite things. Okay, if you've been around me for any amount of time, you'll know that this is something that I am really excited about. It's something that I use all the time. This is a product called the Plus Blade, and this is from a brand called Genius Products, okay? So what the Plus Blade is basically just a wire arm with some blades on it, okay? And it's designed to snap to the front of a spinnerbait to create the illusion of a bait school, right? So this is a brand new color option from Genius. This is a combination of gold and silver. So up till now, they've had silver, where each one has been silver, or they've had a gold option, where each one has been gold. This is a new combo option where it's gold and silver, right? So this is cool just because, you know, most of the time I grab a spinnerbait, I usually try to grab like a gold silver combination, right? So now I can do the same thing on the Plus Blade. So if you guys are fishing a buzzbait, spinnerbait, anything like that around small bait, you guys will dig this, okay? This will be something that you'll really enjoy adding to it because you will get some extra bites. It does look like little minnows coming through on that. So those are available now. It's just called combo, right? Simple. So those are available. All right, let's dig into some Megabass just because I have it here. Okay, a few important restocks and then a couple new colors and new packs and stuff. So a lot of you guys have been waiting on lunch boxes. If you've been waiting on lunch boxes, those are all back from Megabass this week. We also see for the first time in, I think, 3 or 4 years, the entire line of clear pouches, small, medium, and large. So we've been getting random restocks from Japan of like just small or just large, but the medium has been the main one that's been gone, and it's been hard to keep any of the other ones in stock, okay? So these are super dope pouches. They're very reasonably priced, okay? The small and the medium, let me take it out of this stupid pack so that's not driving everybody crazy. Here we go. All right, the small and the medium both have an internal like mesh pocket, right? So, which is dope if you want to try to store, I don't know, maybe you want to put all your free rig baits in there and then put your hooks and weights and stuff in there. So you just have this one pouch with some stuff, right? So it's super dope. The small one is what I use for storing like 3-inch spark shads. So I can put 3-inch spark shads in there, and then my Okashira heads in that front mesh pouch, right? So it just keeps it kind of all together. So I know I can just grab this one pouch. I've got my sparks, my Okashiras, right? Medium is great for more like normal sized plastics. Here, let me show. Stand by. So just to give you an idea, right? Like there's a TK Twister, Rock Hog, right? So, you know, it's great for storing normal size plastic baits, right? With hooks, weights, and stuff there. The large is great for storing. You could store like 6-inch MagDrafts, MagDraft Freestyles in here. You can store tons of plastics. If you want to just like cram a bunch of plastics, you can put tools, all kinds of stuff in there. So all 3 sizes are back in stock this week on the clear pouch. And then we also see some new additions in the zip lure case. I'm gonna take these out too so you guys can see them. So Megabass came out with a zip lure case a few months ago. Man, has it been a few months? It feels like a year. Maybe, yeah, I think it's been a few months. The idea of these is, you know, especially if you're shore fishing, kayak fishing, you know, anything like that, right? You cut your bait off and it's wet. You don't want to just throw it back in the box, right? Or maybe you want to cut it off and come back to it later. You can store it in these, right? Especially like if you're shore fishing, you're just kind of walking around, you just want to cut it. You can very easily just unzip, drop the bait in there, and rezip, and it's in a pouch. You could put several in there together, but now there are different size options, okay? So you've got a normal size and a small size. The small size is kind of cool. I don't know if you guys can see it, but let's make our dreams come together, right? So, I mean, who doesn't want that on a zip lure case, right? The bigger one, pretty simply just has the Megabass logo. So they're cheap. They're handy to have around. So those are available from Megabass. Okay, a couple of new colors in a frog that I talked about a little bit ago, a few weeks back. That's really a pretty amazing frog. This is the new frog concept from Megabass. This is the Batra-X, okay? So when they first released it, it only had, they only gave us 3 colors, right? That's all they had available. So we see the addition now of, I think, 5 or 6 other colors in the Batra-X. There's a red tail cat. There's, you know, frog pattern. There's some blacks. But the Batra-X is super dope, all right? I'm reading some of the comments. I love you guys. Hiding in the garage, making sure Mama doesn't know you're hanging out. All right, so here's the Batra-X, right? So tail on the back is on a swivel, so it can spin. It has a cup, so you can fish it like a jitterbug and just cast it out and have it come back through. There is a hook on that rear tail as well. So if you're getting short strikes, it's there. You can remove that cup and fish it like a buzzbait. So it's just going to kind of come through the water while this is spinning. You can walk it like this. So it will move pretty effortlessly. You can take the tail off. You can replace the tail with like a, you know, a worm and make it kind of like a rat looking thing. So lots of flexibility that you can do with the Batra. So some new colors. That'd be a pretty dope one if you guys are around perch and bluegill and that kind of stuff. So check those out. I don't expect them to last long. And the way some of these items are getting produced, I don't know when the next restock will be. Okay, so if any of those colors, new colors, speak to you, when this is over, I'll go back through and I'll put links on everything that we've talked about. So if you guys can't find anything, you should be able to find it pretty easy. Okay, all right, dope. Staying in Megabass, a couple of important restocks. Grand Siglets are back. Okay, finally. So this is an amazing like cicada bug topwater bait that there hasn't been any stock of all topwater season, basically. So they finally were able to do another run of Grand Siglets. So if you guys have been waiting, definitely grab these. If you guys don't know about the Grand Siglet, you should add one of these to your arsenal, especially if you're fishing, you know, well, really anywhere that they eat bugs. I use them a lot in trout fishing, pond fishing, stuff where they're really feeding on bugs. But you can see it's kind of a cicada pattern, right? It's got the silicone wings that come out as it goes through the water. It just gets really buggy and just kind of moves around like a bug on the surface. Super cool. So those are back. All the key colors are back in the Grand Siglet. So definitely scoop those up if you've been waiting. I love it. Kyle's fishing a tournament right now and taking a break to hang out. So Cheers, dude. Good luck. If any of you guys are fishing, I hope you are fishing. Catch one for me. Cheers. All right. Huge restock in 8 and 10-inch MagDrafts. Okay. So if you guys have been waiting on any of the key colors in MagDrafts, they are all back. So Albino Pearl Shad, Whiteback Shad, IU, MB Gizzard, Trouts, right? They're all back in stock in the Freestyle, 6-inch Freestyle, 8-inch, and 10-inch MagDrafts, okay? No 6-inch rigged MagDrafts yet. Those are still scheduled for early fall, okay? So we should see those soon, hopefully. But if you guys have been waiting on the 8-inch or the 10-inch or the Freestyle, all of them are back, okay? Also back in stock are all of the Spark Shads, okay? So if you guys have been waiting on any colors of Spark Shads that have been out, everything is back in stock now in those as well. Next week, we should, as long as Customs doesn't mess anything up, we should see a huge Megabass Japan restock. So that will include a couple of really hard to find Hazadong colors, should be back hopefully, as well as the next Respect series drop. Okay, so look for that next week. And I'll probably have to do this live again because I think Jeff's staying all week to shoot with Sim. So Jeff, if you're listening, I hate you. But at least I get to drink beer on Sunday. Cheers. All right. Also, huge restock from Megabass of the Karashi. I know a lot of you guys have been looking for this. This is their cool kind of, you know, eye concept, do nothing, right? Type bait that actually does a lot, right? So you can just cast it and swim it and it just goes straight. It doesn't do anything. Or you can twitch it and it actually moves side to side and walks under the water. Super effective bait. So all the key colors in the Karashi are back. You can see it's really small, kind of a BFS size, right? But when they're on small bait, they love that thing. Some jerkbait restocks. I know a lot of you guys have been waiting on the GLX Galaxy Shiner in the Ito Shiner. This is like my favorite. If I had one bait for the rest of my life to throw, this is probably the one, just because I have so much confidence in it. It's a GLX gill type pattern, but it's totally transparent. Okay, so when the light hits it, it basically turns into silhouette. I don't have any backlight here. I don't know if my phone light is enough. Let me see if I can. But you can see the light literally will go through it. So it breaks up the silhouette and it looks, so you get the flash and you get the clear, right? So it's just a super dope color. If you guys are fishing around anything that eats bluegill, perch, golden shiners, anything like that, they smoke this bait. So those are back, okay? And then 110 restock, as much as I can get, I'm getting for you guys. I know it's been a crazy year, but you've been waiting on Ito Wakasagi, GG Trouts, anything like that. Those are back as well. Okay, let's jump over to Lucky Craft. All right, so last week, we brought you the new CF colors of LCs, okay? They literally sold out in like 2 seconds. I didn't expect them to go so fast. So we restocked those again this week. So if you missed out last week, all the new CF colors are back in stock. So the CF lens threadfin, the CF lens copper ghost green shad, and gold threadfin are all back. We see a huge restock as well as some new color additions in lipless this week from Lucky Craft. So specifically the LV100, the LV150, and the D7, okay? So if you guys have been waiting on any specific colors, you know, Ghost Minnow, BE Gill is added to the entire lipless lineup now, which is super dope. So there's a nice gill pattern. So the LV100 is their smallest. So this is 2.5 inches, about 7/16 of an ounce, so just under ½ ounce, back in all colors plus the new one, okay? The LV150, same thing, back in all the colors, plus the addition of BE Gill in there. Okay, so those are all back. This guy is also 2.5 inches, a true half ounce. So this is more of the same profile as an LV500. Okay, just a little bit tighter, but same basic shapes. This is a great like smaller addition to that. Okay. LVR D7. So this is going to be more of a kind of a horizontal fall as it falls. So it's going to have more of that shimmy versus kind of nose down. So this is a great one for fishing kind of over grass and yo-yoing, because it'll come up and it'll kind of horizontally fall and it'll stay upright. So back in stock, plus the addition of BE gill, which is dope. So those are back. And then we see a restock plus new colors of one of our favorite BFS baits. So Lucky Craft is going to take BFS super serious this year, and this is really exciting. You know, a lot of brands are, you know, bringing some of the smaller baits to market, but they're really gearing them towards trout, right? Which is fine, because it doesn't matter, you know, if it was built for saltwater, built for trout, we'll catch whatever fuck we want to catch on it, right? But Lucky Craft is really focusing hard on BFS bass this year. It's going to be a good target for them. So we see the LC 0.3 return plus new color additions. So we see TO Chartreuse, we see BE gill in that dude. So the 0.3 is basically the smallest square bill that Lucky Craft makes to this point. Okay, we might see some smaller ones come, but you can see how tiny and cool that is. If you guys are fishing around a little bluegill or a little bait or whatever, I mean, that's super dope, right? So you're going to get that square bill action and cover deflection, right? So spec it out 1.5 inches, 3 grams. Okay, so about 1/10 of an ounce there. So definitely BFS or spinning. But if you guys like that smaller size stuff, I think you'll dig that. So those are new and back at the same time. All right, let's talk about some Jackall. Okay, we see some restocks this week in some of the Revoltage Japan stuff. The Revoltage Drift Fry we find back in stock in all of the colors. Okay, Drift Fry is kind of like, you know, last week we talked about the frilled shad from Depths, right? Same kind of idea, just a little bit different, right? So it's got the lip on the bottom, but it's definitely more of a finessey bait. You could drop shot it, but really it's designed to go on like a little ball head or something very finesse. Okay, and you can see that that lip kind of bends down and it just gives it that little bit of movement as it comes through on a little finesse ball head. So pretty cool bait. They're back in all the colors. So I know a lot of you guys love throwing that. So those are back. We also see the addition this week of the RV Driftcraw. Okay, now we didn't get a lot of these, so they're probably going to evaporate very quickly. So if you're watching this and you're seeing these, you're like, holy shit, the Driftcraw, go get them. Okay, don't wait for me to put the link. Just go in the search and search Driftcraw and grab them. There's only a few colors, and they're not incredibly deep. I think we got 30 or 40 bags of each one, so they're going to go pretty quick. The Driftcraw is basically another kind of backslide concept craw, right? So it's designed to kind of go back, but they designed it to be, they were less concerned on the drift back and more concerned on the time and the free fall of the bait, right? So a lot of back gliding baits, you pitch it next to a bush and it goes back pretty quick. This thing is you throw it next to the bush and it's going to go back, but because it has all these kind of appendages on it, it's going to give it more free fall time. It's going to hover more in their face, right? So they're going for a slower back glide, if that makes sense. So definitely a cool bait. We'll try to keep these in stock as they make them. So those are in. We see a restock in most of the key colors in the Deraball swim bait. So this is one of our most popular swim baits, right? So basically just a line through, kind of super dope, kind of ball shape. It's got a lot of wobble to it because it's shaped like a ball and that tail is just really tight. So cool one. I know a lot of you guys have been waiting for some of the key colors. Those are back. We also see a restock and some new colors in the Dizzra 115. Okay, so this is basically, here's the new colors. All right, so pretty cool. This is basically kind of like a wedge tail swim bait, spy bait baby, right? So check it out, show you guys. It's designed to basically just cast and wind, right? It's got that kind of wedge tail that's just going to have that kind of tight motion. You do have the front prop to kind of give you, you know, a little bit of flash, but really just a true track and, you know, a little bit of draft. The hook is attached here to a little metal piece so it stays in place. You can also add an additional hook to the back if you wanted to, adding another dual hook if you're getting short strikes. So pretty cool bait. You know, we sell a ton of them, so good to have them back, plus some new colors. So if you guys are interested in checking that out, that is the Dizzra 115. I wish I needed this color. I hope you guys get this and tag me in fish you catch on, because it's so sick. All right, so those are back. Okay, also from Jackall, this is probably going to be a one-time offering. I know a lot of you guys are doing a lot more bank fishing, kayak fishing, that kind of stuff. You know, as am I. I'm really getting much more into it than I've probably ever been since I was a kid. And I'm loving some of the you know, new gear, from the Megabass bags to the depths pouches to OSP. Like, all these brands are really trying to make these cool products. And so, you know, one of the things that some of these brands have been focused on is footwear. Okay, so we see a new offering from Jackall Japan. Again, probably going to be a one-time offering. We'll see if they keep offering them or not. But here you go. This is the Jackall Packable boot. Okay, so this is a waterproof. Basically, it could be a rain boot. It could be like a, you know, walking the shore so you can kind of wade in the shallows and not get soaked. It comes with a carry bag, right? So you can store it pretty easily. You can see it's pretty small, right? So they pack down pretty tight. You can easily fit this in a backpack or a pouch or whatever if you guys are carrying it. You can open it up so you guys can see exactly what you are in for here. So there you go, packable boot. It's really soft. The other day when these came in, I was fucking with Griff, and I basically wore a pair all day. I wanted to see how long it would take him to notice. It took him like 4 hours, right? And so in 4 hours of time, I was pretty comfortable walking around the concrete, the warehouse, back and forth, right? So these are definitely, well, here, let me highlight some of the features. So there's a easy kind of heel kick there. So when it's on your foot, you can just kind of slide it off. So they're easy on and off. It has an adjustable strap here. So if it is raining or you need to put over your pants or just tighten it around your calf, you can. And this is like a soft kind of like, you know, artificial leather. It's really soft to the touch, right? It has different tread on it. So very similar, you know, Megabass makes a boot as well. I would say this one is a little softer, and the Megabass one is maybe just a little, I don't know if sturdy is the right word, but still a little heavier gauge, right? So just options. The other thing that's cool about the Jackall is it comes in this charcoal, right? And it comes in this red. And this is actually the one that I was wearing the other day. And I can't believe it took him 4 stinking hours to see me walking around in red boots and shorts, right? It was sexy. But pay attention to the size. Okay, so I put the sizing on our website. If you're a big dude, sorry, I got nothing for you, right? If you've got smaller feet, you're gonna love them. Okay, so basically, if you're an size 8 to a size 11, there's a size for you. If you're bigger than 11, I got nothing for you. Okay, so I'm a size 11. This is the double extra large, it's the biggest one they make. It's rated for up to a 10.5, but with a normal sock, I can wear this, no problem. Okay, if you're gonna wear a really thick sock, it's not gonna work for you. Okay, but I'm not looking for this to be a winter boot. I'm just looking to throw it on and not get wet if I'm wading around a stream or a sloppy pond or something. I don't want to get my shoes all stinky. So there you go. Sock and put it on. It's not going to go over your shoes. This is, you're going to wear it. So like if I'm hiking into a place, I'm probably going to pack these in. Then when I get there, I'll pull them out. And then that way I can walk through the stream or whatever. But there you go. So packable boots from Jackall, probably a one-time offering from them. So if you want something different that not a lot of people are going to have, there you go. Yeah, size 13, no boot for you. Yeah. So all Japanese sizes, they're all measured in centimeters, but I did spec them out so you can see the comparable US sizing for that. Okay. All right. A couple more things. Let's talk about line for a minute. Grab this. Okay. Know a lot of you guys have been waiting for this to return. I wish I could say that we did a massive restock, but we didn't. But we did get a small restock. So if you guys have been waiting on any of this, 13 pound, 15 pound, 19 pound is back. 19 pound might actually be gone already. So 13 pound and 15 pound are here. Remember that this is going to spec one size bigger than what you guys are used to. So the 15 pound is actually going to be more like a 12 pound. Okay. And the 13 pound is going to be more like a 10 pound for what you're used to if you're using Cigar or Daiwa or Power Pro or something like that. Okay. As far as diameter goes, because they're just going off the go measurement and not the true measurement. Okay. So the go is that 1.2, right? So the spec, if you're trying to compare size by size, on any Japanese line, always go off the go measurement and not what it tells you here, 15 pound, 19 pound, whatever. Okay. If you have a question on that, we can chat about that. But that's back, and a lot of you guys have been waiting. This is the super dope new line from Sunline Japan. It's next to impossible to keep it in stock. So if you've been waiting, that's back. We also see a return of the Troutist Darkness line. This is the trout specific design line from Sunline. It's kind of a smoky gray. It's thin, it's soft, it's a great one. So those are back. And then we also see a special one-time drop from Sunline of, they call it the hook reeler, but it's basically like a lanyard, right? So if you guys, you don't want to keep your tools on here, you can put little braid scissors or snips or, hemostats or whatever. Some pretty cool Sunline designs. One's got like a cool gold lion. One just says Sunline on it. And then it's got the little, clip that you can just clip it to whatever. So those are in. I think they're, I don't know, $9 or something like that. They're not super expensive, but it is just kind of a one-time promotional run from Sunline Japan. Okay. All right. Brand new brand. Well, first off, cheers. Happy Sunday, everybody. Thank you guys for joining. Seems like most of the comments so far, you guys are talking back and forth, so that's awesome. Of course, if you guys have any questions, you guys can shout them out to me, and I will get to them. Okay. Brand new line brand from us, and we've been waiting to get this brand in for quite some time because they're doing some really amazing things with line in Japan. I'm seeing a lot of questions of you guys asking about the Clash. I've got it. I'm almost through products, so let me knock a couple more things out, and then we'll do our giveaway on the Clash. Okay. All right. Sanyo. They are a Japanese line brand. They make all of their line in Japan. They have a series of line called Applaud, and the GTR. So Applaud GTR is basically their highest end version. Okay. So there are several different ones that we brought in. Now, Sanyo, really where they are making their mark is in their monofilaments. Okay. So they are trying to make monos that are super performance packed with the same abrasion resistance and strength as what we're all used to in fluorocarbon. Okay. And that's really where they're focused. So why don't we start there? There's a couple of just straight monos, a couple of trout lines, and then I'll talk about the fluoros really quick. Okay. So here you go. Here's the monos. So they have basically a GTR Ultra. Okay. And what their monos are designed to do is they're designed to be thinner than traditional monos, so they're going to have a smaller diameter to them, so they're going to cast better. They're also coated in a special way to where they are going to be very abrasion resistant. So the knot strength is amazing on these guys, right? You're going to really dig these monos, right? So as you can see, there's 22 pound, right? So, and it's really, really thin for 22 pound, okay? So if you're looking for a thinner diameter mono that has a similar performance to, you know, fluoro, but it's going to give you a little bit more stretch, that's dope, okay? Oliver, good morning. Konnichiwa fishes, I love it. Okay, there's also a new topwater line. So the topwater line is going to be a hollow core. So it's basically 6 hollow strands of nylon put together so that it helps the line float really high, and it completely resists any waterlogging of the line, okay? So it's super dope. It's yellow, which, I don't know. I need to try it. I was surprised. I saw them making this line, and I was super stoked about it. And then when it came out yellow, I was like, that's a little weird. But it's super transparent when I look up. But you can see it's soft. It's going to float really, really well. So new topwater line from them as well. Okay. Now, there are 2 trout lines. Okay. So there's GTR Trout Super Limited, GTR Trout Gold. Very similar lines. The gold is basically a goldish color, which they have studied quite a bit in like streams and found that like a goldish color is basically disappears the quickest for like stream fishing. The GTR Trout Super Limited is going to be your traditional clear. Now the trout lines, a couple things. First off, they're much thinner than traditional lines, so they're going to be a smaller diameter. The biggest thing with these is, well, there's 2 things. One, they're very soft. Okay, so they come in smaller sizes. Okay, so they're going to be like 3 pound, 4 pound, 2 pound, right? So they built the line very, very soft so that if you guys have experience with like lighter fluoros like 3 pound, sometimes you try to tie a knot and it kind of sticks and you have to kind of force it and it burns the line a little bit. This is really soft, designed to where you can tie and it just slides down with no burning of the line, so that they try to keep the knot strength and the line strength as high as possible, right? So pretty cool. It also completely repels water, so it's not going to soak up any water. So you're going to have your bait perform the same in the beginning of the day as it does at the end of the day. It's not going to absorb any water, which is dope. All right, and then they have a couple of fluoros as well, and again, they're going for that thinner diameter than what you're used to, with the same abrasion resistance and strength. So a GTR crystal fluoro, which is going to be clear, and then a camouflage fluoro, okay, which is kind of like a grayish blue. I'll show it to you here. Camouflage. There you go. It's kind of a grayish blue type color. And it's available. All these are available in the whole size range, right? So like 4 pound all the way to like 25 pound. Okay. So there you go. There's brand new offerings from Sanyo. I think you guys will be into it. You're gonna have to try it. You know, line's one of those personal things where, you know, everybody has different experiences, right? But this is cool. New offerings from them. So check those out. I'm excited to, you know, hear feedback from you guys. Just to answer a couple of questions. The LC, the Lucky Craft, it was called the LC 0.3. Okay, cool. All right, first time for the live review. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oliver, you doing good? Appreciate you joining. Hope you're doing well. Cheers, everyone. Okay, and let's jump over to some GanCraft stuff, okay? And then we'll do some giveaway. All right, so GanCraft Killer's Bait Mini, okay? We brought these in a few months ago. They flew out of here. You guys have been asking for restock. Huge restock of these this week, the Killer's Bait Mini. So this is the mini downsized bait from GanCraft. GanCraft makes amazing spinnerbaits, by the way. I know a lot of you guys have been using them. They're very strong. They're designed for big fish. They're a unique shape, super dope. But they are available in 1/4, 3/8, and 1/2 ounce, okay? One of the things that is cool about this here, let me just open this up so you guys can get a little closer look. So there you go. So you can see how small that is, right? That's still 1/2 ounce. Right, so really cool that you can get a small profile, but a very unique blade combination. Okay, so it's just one blade attached, but it is a Colorado attached to what I call a coffin blade. Okay, it's a GanCraft unique shape. It's not quite a true willow. It's kind of that coffin shape, but it's all attached to one piece. So you're going to get a totally different flash and vibration than what you're going to get out of any other spinnerbait. The wire is specifically designed to thump hard, but really stand up to abuse. So if you guys, if you like sticking on spinnerbait and boat flipping them bitches in, this is one that you're going to want to add to your arsenal because it really is designed to stand up to it. So Killer's Bait Mini in, and then a brand new offering from GanCraft, the Killer's Bait Type 1. Okay, or Type I, either way. But basically the same idea, the same concept as the Mini, but in a full-size spinnerbait. Okay. Chris, we got to talk about getting you some confidence in spinnerbaits this fall, dude. Let's chat next time you're in. We'll get it dialed. All right, so here is the Killer's Bait, Type 1. Okay, instead of the Mini. So here's the Mini next to it, and then basically the full-size version. So if you want the full-size version, again, 3/8 and 1/2 ounce, but same blade combination where you have that Colorado and then that coffin blade attached, just to give a totally different new look. You see the wire is the same. So super dope offerings from GanCraft. Those are in. And then we see a new soft plastic addition to the lineup as well. This is the GanCraft Betty. Now, they're making this Betty in several sizes. I brought in the 3.9-inch size to start because I just felt it was the most applicable. I felt like we needed another finessier type worm. So the Betty is a super dope. Here, I'll let you kind of see the shape and idea here. You can drop shot it, you can Nico rig it, you can wacky rig it. There's, you can do all kinds of different things with it. Here, let me open up a package that I think you guys can see well. I'll show it to you. Okay, so there you go. It's a little finesse worm, right? But it has some cool little grooves in there. I don't know if you can see it. So it's got some ribs or ridges on there. So it's going to give a nice movement. Those ribs are going to allow that tail to pivot up and down as well as side to side. So just a nice little finessey worm. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but GanCraft soft plastics are all made in Japan, and they are made by a company called Bait Breath. Okay, so little throwback brand. Yes, they're all scented. So a question down there. It's pretty mellow. It's not overly strong, but definitely scented. So they're all going to have that scent to them. So that is the Betty 3.9-inch. It's available, I think, in 6 or 8 colors. So if you guys are looking for a new finessier soft plastic, those are available. Okay, quick little, I just want to make sure you guys are paying attention. Okay, I've been teasing you guys a lot, or not teasing, but just kind of talking about the brand new line of Steez AGS rods. Okay, we're expecting all of these in tomorrow. Okay, so I was hoping they would be here this week so you guys could just grab them and go. We're expecting the entire line in tomorrow. So if you guys have pre-ordered any of these, we will ship them out as soon as they arrive. If you guys have been waiting for them to drop, the entire line will be here. Okay, spinning, casting, everything. Okay, so pay attention. I absolutely love all the models that I've been using so far. They're a new look. They've switched the blank. They're back to that kind of cool Compile X blank. New AGS guides that are much stronger. And I'm going to be totally honest with you. I hate AGS guides. I haven't really been a huge fan of Steez rods either. But I'm loving this new one. Okay. The actions are crisp. They're crazy light. And I haven't had one issue with these AGS, and we have basically beat the shit out of them. So the only rod I've had an issue with was the one, my jig rod that Jeff took, and he tripped and fell down a hill and did this, and it broke. But yeah, Jeff, what are you gonna do? So if you guys have been waiting, they should be here tomorrow. Okay, so if you want to pre-order, not worry about it, go for it. If you want to wait for them to drop, I'm not going to save this all the way till next week on what's new. I'll talk about next week, but as soon as they arrive, I'm going to drop it so that you guys know. Okay? All right. Cool. Let's do a Tiny Clash giveaway. And also, I want you to know, I don't know if Oliver's still on here or not, but I've got yeah, I should dock his pay. Broke my jig rod. Bastard. All right. I found a bunch of like limited run 110s in my personal stash in the box, and I had some extras from some bentos and stuff. So if you guys want any of these, I'm just going to do some giveaways. Okay, there's not enough to really like sell them, but there's some cool colors. G Botanigon, TLC. I've got some Canadian colors, some bento colors. I'm going to reach out to Oliver and Indie Fishing here today, and we're just going to set up some giveaways. Okay, so make sure you're following me on Instagram. It'll be on my page, Tackle Otaku, and then make sure you're following us here, the Hookup Tackle, and then we'll let you know where those are. So if you guys want some cool 110s, I'm going to give those away this week. Okay, all right, here we go. Tiny Clash giveaway. So Griff and I decided to team up and do a Tiny Clash giveaway. We had one Tiny Clash that Griff actually was going to buy for himself in that last drop. Hopefully, I know I've been getting a lot of questions on when the next drop is. I don't know. I wish it was every single day, right? So hopefully soon. You know, they've been saying it should come soon, so hopefully soon. But we did a drawing for these on Instagram. So let me pull this up and put it in my handy draw maker. All right, give me a second. So there you go. It's Tiny Clash, US Carp. Here we go. You didn't enter. What? All right. And then after this, I will jump off and I'll throw some links on this video in case you guys have trouble finding any of it. Okay? All right. Here we go. Anybody have any questions for me before I jump off? Depths cover scats. Next order is when normally put tackle on the website when you receive it. So next cover scat order is probably not going to be until November would be my guess. Okay, so October, November. As I mentioned a couple weeks ago, we were supposed to get a huge, Depths was supposed to make a huge amount of them this summer, and he didn't. So they've pushed it back to fall. Okay, so we'll see. Okay, we'll see if we can get them sooner, but it should be here November. October is when they're planning to make them. November. It should be a huge, I mean, fingers crossed. I mean, it should be thousands of bags. So it should be plenty to take care of you guys. On the hooks for those, you can use whatever hook you want. If you guys aren't worried about snagging them on the rocks, use like an EWG style. Okay, but if you really want to fish them the same way they fish them in Japan, they sink it down to the rocks and they're jerking them around like a jig, you're going to want to use just a regular, offset shank hook, not an EWG, so the hook doesn't snag. Okay. A couple restock questions. Okay, Shower Blows 777 should also be in tomorrow or Tuesday. So at some point this week, we'll get those inventoried. Megabass Evolution, so Destroyer Evolutions, they won't be back in stock, I don't think, until spring. Okay, so maybe we'll see them end of the year, but spring is what it's looking like on those. They're going to revamp them a little bit. So if you guys have been waiting on any, I've still got a handful of some of the key ones, so you can grab those. Okay, Zillion should be back this week as well from Daiwa, so that's great. TS Destroyer Blackjacks, we will see a very small restock this week on those, very small. Okay, so if you've been waiting on Blackjack, either pre-order it or really pay attention to that drop, okay, because they won't be back until, I think, February. Okay, so that'll be the last of them. Okay, we plowed through an entire production run of those, which is sick. So thank you guys for the business and trusting in us. I know Oliver talks a lot about the TS Destroyer Blackjack. We talk a lot about it. It's an amazing rod, so I'm glad you guys got some of it. Eco Gear Scent. I see some of you guys asking about that. Takumi Ito stuff. It is on the way. Okay, so barring some cover, I'm seeing cover sketch too. Customs fiasco stuff. Hopefully we will see it very soon. But I would say within the next month, worst case scenario, we'll see that. Okay. All right. Addermine or Flissa, any chance of them coming back? Yes. I think we're going to see some of the U.S. models come back. I'm hoping they come back in a P5. They might just come in a Destroyer again, but probably not going to see them until summer. Would be my best guess. That would be probably my best case scenario. Okay, it might even be fall next year. So, you know, if you want to wait. If you don't, you know, this fall. We should see Windbuster and some of the dope rods in the Japan line come back as well. Okay. All right. Let's plug this in. Thank you guys for entering. I had 4,200 comments. So super dope. So here we go. Putting it through the thing. All right. Oh, cool. All right. The winner of the Tiny Clash. Fishing to the Max. Click on his page. So Fishing to the Max is the handle. Max Smith, you have won the Tiny Clash. So congratulations to you. That's dope. I actually met Max in Wisconsin a couple years ago when I was fishing with Oliver and my son. So there you go. Congratulations, Max. You won. Thank you guys for entering. Try not to break your Tiny Clash. I have had an Orion, though. So apologies. All right. That is it, dudes. Max, you're already getting guys hitting you up to buy it. So use it, buy it, enjoy it. I'll shoot you a DM, okay, and let you know that that's yours. Okay. Follow us on Instagram. We're going to do some dope 110 giveaways. If you guys have any questions, I'll be around all day. So shoot me some DMs on Instagram. I'm going to throw some links in here really quick. So if you guys want to check out any of the products. And until next week, thank you guys for the business. Thank you for the support. We're going to do some more lives this week. Hippie's back in town. I think Brett's back in town. So we're going to try to bring some dudes in and do some like podcast style lives, pick some brains, ask some questions. So stay tuned to our Instagrams as well. And I will let you know when those are coming up. So guys, thank you very much. Last of my beer. Cheers, guys. Happy Sunday. All right. Peace out, my friends. See you soon. Have a good weekend, everyone.